Ladies and gentlemen, what I would want you to reflect on is the speakers that you're hearing tonight are the leaders in our community. Martin is gone. Malcolm is gone. So I don't really want to hear anybody talking about we don't have any black leaders. Because what Reverend Branch is talking about is all over North Jersey. What Reverend Dr. Taylor is talking about is all over New Jersey. And by the way, there are more black Baptist churches in New Jersey than any other churches, period. And the reason why all of the politicians stop by the black churches is because they know pastors, ministers have tremendous influence. Every politician will start with those who have already gotten elected because somebody voted them in. The second place they want to stop is the church. The third.
Sing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
When I think about the black church and its role in uniting the black organizations, first let me start with the phrase black church, because over the last couple of years, our churches, through the influence of media, influence of Christian networking, we begin to see images of blending in our congregations. Of course, we welcome that. I believe that anybody that lives in the neighborhood ought to be willing and able to come to our church. And certainly, we welcome that. But my challenge has been from those who take issue with the term black church. Because when I hear people criticize that terminology, I don't think they understand why there is a black church. When I think about the shooting of Emmanuel 9, the black church has always been, black Christians, black church, black worshipers have always been open to people of other cultures. We've always been welcoming. The fact that a young man can sit among us for 2 hours and nobody really questions his presence or his motives suggests that we've never had a problem opening our doors or our hearts. We were a part of the dominant church, but at some point we begin to get sick and tired of being made to sit outside or in the back or treated like second-class citizens. And as a result of that, we created our own church so that we could worship the way we wanted to. Black church exists out of the necessity to have our own. And still, we were open.
Good to be a part of such a reflection and opportunity to look at our community and examine and share just from different angles and different perspectives what it is that we all experience on a day-to-day basis. The black church and uniting our black organizations. Brother Harris indicated that you would hear the truth, and I'll do my best to tell it the way I see it. I am extremely concerned about the state of not only the black church, but the state of our country. Whoever thought that in 2018 we would live in a place where such hateful rhetoric was once again acceptable? And what it indicates to me is that just because people don't say it, it doesn't mean they're not thinking it. And something has happened in our community and in our country that has once again given the green light to say what it is that you've really been thinking all along. I don't have much control or influence over the White House, but I believe that all of us have some control and some influence in our individual communities. And we can complain about Washington, D.C. all we want to, but until we do the right thing on the corner of Hawthorne and Seymour and Newark or whatever your corner is, we simply become a group of complaining people that is still overlooked, that is still making bad decisions, that is still buying things to make ourselves look like something that we're really not, and still not participating in the American dream. I'd like to talk tonight from the perspective of what is the role of the church and why is it, what happened that our organizations are no longer unified. I would argue that most of us, most of our organizations, we suffer from an identity crisis. At Mount Calvary, I promote and push two things. I promote and push 100% membership in the NAACP, and I also promote and push 100% voter registration and participation. It doesn't matter if you're registered, and if you're not voting, you may as well not be registered. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're not voting, then you also relinquish your right to complain about anything that's taking place or not taking place. So in this identity struggle, we have all of these organizations. We have the Black church struggling. We have organizations like the NAACP struggling. We have some of the other organizations struggling. And we're struggling and sometimes fighting over organizations that alone can barely make it. But because everyone wants to be a chief, we can't find a common ground to come together and work together. I would rather be a steward on a floating ship than the captain of a sinking one.
Peace and blessings, family. How's everyone doing? I said peace and blessings, family. How's everyone doing? All right. Let me say this. Come here, Jeff. Everybody is, if you're from Passaic, you know, me and Jeff politically are foes. Not always do he agree with whom it is that I support, nor do I always agree with whom it is that he supports. But our coming together is stronger than our indifferences. This room literally, you know, they always say, and me personally, first, Brother Cal, love you, brother. Respect. I don't like when they say, well, this room should have been packed, and then we say, well, yeah, well, at least some of us came. I don't agree with that. This is just me. I don't agree with that. I don't go along with the go along. I don't agree with that. For the sole purpose that regardless, it's never about whom it is that's giving it. It's what's given. So if you get a prestigious or a popular person who's well liked to give something, the room is packed. But most of the time it ain't for the cause, it's for the individual. But yet when we give something for the cause, nobody wants to come. Now if I went on Facebook tonight and I was to post some garbage, everybody get everybody's attention. Or if I said I can't stand Kim Lipscomb because of ABC, XYZ, people would chime into that, and over something that'll be the gossip going on tomorrow. But if we put something up pertaining to us as a people, as a collective, we don't even spread it. It don't go no further than your eyes. All you do is press the like button, but nobody likes to share. But when there was some gossip on there about two sisters that was going on each other, it had about, what they said, about 400 hits over two sisters who go at it. Not only do we have work to do, we have to literally become conscious of whom it is that we really supposed to like. Don't love me at all because I'm a black man. Don't love me because I'm a black man. Love me because I'm you. They say that Dick Gregory said that the two most powerful forces that exist in this world is the black woman and the black church. So our common unity is right there. It's our women. The sacredness of the womb of a woman, that alone should bring us together. And when you look in this room, it's more women than it is men. It's more women than it is men. There was a saying, and then I'm going to end. There was a saying, they say, well, the majority of the women, the majority of people in the church is the women. So then they say, well, if the majority of the people of the women, of the church is women, then where the children at? Where's the children at? We could talk all day about them brothers who wearing their pants off the butt. We could talk all day about the drug dealers. We could talk all day about the gang members. But if you're not taking an approach to go talk to them, don't tell me nothing about them. Because if we put so much emphasis on them brothers with their pants low, then instead of saying that if we raise their consciousness, their pants will follow. So we got work to do. But I'm only saying this to say this. When it comes to the upliftment, Rev, I love you, man. When it comes to the upliftment of us as a people, if by chance, whom it is that I'm supporting that he may not support, or who he is supporting that I may not agree with, if it's going to be to the detriment of us as a people, then we have both put them to the side and forget them, and let's come together for a greater cause. Because regardless of whom or what, I'm letting it be known that Jeffrey Pee Wee died, is my brother. And I want to let that be known publicly. Love you, brother.
First of all, I give honor to God from whom all blessing flows. I bring you greetings from the Passaic Elks organization. My name is Henry Hink Rose Sr. Listen to all the great speakers in here was a treat that all our people that needed to hear. And I agree with everything that's been said by Brother Dye and Brother Qasim. And for me to add to it is the only one thing that I took that was said here tonight. One of the problems, and the preacher said this, he said, we always got the doors open, and we always welcome everybody in. I would just like to say to all our people, we got to work on us. One of the speakers said first. So we got to all learn how to come together first before we can start working on other people too. That's one of our biggest falls, I believe. I'm not no fan, and I don't follow the Muslim practice, but if you know my brother John, my uncle brother John, the barbershop, we would go up there and we would listen to some of Farrakhan's tapes and stuff while we was waiting to get our hair cut. That's when I had an afro, all right? So we would listen to him and all this stuff. And I take it, and a lot of the times when I get the opportunity to speak, I often say this to my brothers in membership. As Farrakhan said, first thing you have to work on is yourself. Then you have to work on your family, all right? Then you worry about your job, and then you get your religion straight. I tell all my brothers that, work on yourself first. I think it was one of the pastors that said that tonight, that you got to worry about yourself, start with yourself first. And Michael Jackson said it the best. You got to start with the man in the mirror. Thank you.